Today, we thought it would be interesting to go over the busiest international flight routes in the world, examining the number of seats for a set period of time, as well as the major airlines and aircraft types operating these routes. Data comes from aviation analytics firm OAG and is based on scheduling data from September 2024. Without further delay, let's get to our list. We'll start from the fifth busiest and work our way up to first spot. With this in mind, the fifth busiest international route is between Cairo, Egypt and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. For the month of September, the route sees 377,835 seats offered. The route is about 656 nautical miles with a flight duration of about 1 hour and 45 minutes. Choosing random dates in September and running a search for flights, we see a wide range of airlines and aircraft types. Saudi Arabia Airlines flies 7 times per day with a A330-300. Egypt Air flies up to 6 services per day. The carrier deploys a wide variety of aircraft, including the A321 and A321neo, 737-800, A330-300, and 787-9. Saudi carrier Fly Adil and Egypt Air Cairo also provide notable capacity, with each airline flying 2 to 3 times a day with A320s. Other carriers include Nile Air, Nesma Airlines, Air Arabia, and Fly Egypt. In fourth spot is the airport pair of Seoul Incheon Osaka Kansai. For the month of September, we see 406,976 seats on this route. The distance between these two airports is about 465 nautical miles, and flights seem to take around an hour and a half, but can sometimes be shorter. Airlines on this route include Asiana, Korean Air, T-Way, Air Busan, Air Seoul, E-Star Jet, Peach, Jin Air, and Jeju Air. Looking just at the larger full-service airlines, Flightradar 24 data shows that Korean Air offers 4 flights per day using the 737 MAX 8, A321neo, A330-300, and 777-300ER. Asiana offers 3 flights per day using jets like the 777-200, A330-300, and A350-900. These airlines, and perhaps others, also serve Osaka from Seoul Gimpo Airport, providing even more capacity between the two cities. Third spot goes Seoul Incheon Tokyo Narita, with 444,742 seats for September. The direct distance between the airports is 680 nautical miles, and flights are a little over 2 hours in duration. The airlines operating this airport pair are similar to those flying between Seoul and Osaka. However, there are a few differences. Here's the list according to the flight search engine we used. Aero-K, Air Busan, Air Japan, Air Seoul, Asiana, E-Star, Jeju Air, Jin Air, Korean Air, T-Way Air, and Zip Air. Again, like the previous route, if we assume that OAG is looking at just the airport pair, then we can imagine that the actual city pair is even busier. This is because flights may also originate and terminate at Seoul Gimpo and Tokyo Haneda. For example, Japan Airlines and ANA's operations mainly see them connecting Haneda and Gimpo. In addition to serving Tokyo Haneda from Seoul Gimpo, Korean Air connects Incheon with Narita about 4 times per day. It sometimes deploys jets as large as the 747-8, but also uses the 777-300, A330-300, 787-9, 737-800, and 737-900. Asiana connects Incheon and Narita 4 times daily. One of these daily services is even an Airbus A380. Other jets deployed include the A350-900, A330-300, and 777-200. In second spot is yet another Asian city pair, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore Changi. For the month of September, there are 472,582 seats scheduled on this route. The distance between the airports is 160 nautical miles, and flights have a duration of about an hour. The full-service carriers of Malaysia Airlines and Singapore Airlines provide significant capacity here, But AirAsia, Batik Air also serve this route. The one surprising operator is Ethiopian Airlines. The carrier operates a Fifth Freedom flight between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, but of course begins and ends its flights in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The airline uses either the 7878 or 777-200LR for this route. Going back to the local legacy carriers, Singapore Airlines operates 8 times daily using either the 787 MAX 8 or A350-900. It temporarily deployed the A380 at one point in time as a way to re-familiarize crews with the type after storing them during the pandemic. Malaysia Airlines operates 10 flights per day using the 737-800. And finally, in first spot is Hong Kong Taipei with 568,716 seats for September 2024. The distance between the airports is 435 nautical miles, and flight duration is around an hour and a half, if not a little less. Airlines operating this city pair are Cathay Pacific and its budget subsidiary HK Express, Taiwanese full-service airlines China Airlines and EVA Air, Greater Bay Airlines, Hong Kong Airlines, and Starlux Airlines. Cathay Pacific alone operates up to 13 flights per day. While the A321neo makes an appearance in flight scheduling, the airline mostly deploys wide-bodies like the A330-300, A350-900, and 777-300ER. China Airlines flies around 7 times per day with narrow-bodies like the A321neo and 737-800. EVA Air flies around 8 times a day with jets like the A321, A330-300, 7879 or 787-10. As you can see from our list of busiest routes, geography and topography play a huge role in shaping how people are able to travel. While some of these routes are short, bodies of water largely separate several of these city pairs, leaving air travel as the primary means of transport. Kuala Lumpur to Singapore is an interesting one, however. That's because travel by road is also possible. Furthermore, travel by coach bus on this rather short route is also highly popular. Some sources note that there are over 100 bus services per day from nearly 20 different companies, operating around the clock. Indeed, a popular method of transportation is to take an overnight express service between the cities. Considering the amount of frequencies offered by bus companies and airlines, it's clear that the two cities have significant cultural and economic ties. Further increasing traffic may be travelers originating in one of the two cities and connecting onwards to other destinations across the networks of Malaysia Airlines or Singapore Airlines. Finally, we should note that these routes pale in comparison to the number of seats offered on some of the world's busiest domestic routes. Flights between Beijing capital and Shanghai Hongqiao amount to 676,294 seats in September. Additionally, all 10 of the world's busiest domestic routes surpass the amount of seats offered between Hong Kong and Taipei, as you can see from the list shown here. So, what do you think about the 5 busiest international routes? Do any of these surprise you? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment. Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.